I may be late for most things, like usual, like Internet Explorer. But yeah, a few days ago, some subreddit called Antiwork they basically got shit on by Fox News. And why? The moderator just decided to take an interview on Fox News and it did not go well. And yeah, thing about this moderator, he looks like your stereotypical Reddit moderator. Fat, smelly, long hair, looks like they haven't showered in weeks. Honestly, at the same time, looks doesn't matter. It matters how the interview performs. Yeah, that didn't help either. It was horrible to say the least too. It was horrible because, in short, it did not represent of what anti-work really was. And people got really mad about it. This guy didn't articulate his points well. Everyone got so mad at this guy. Like, it's to a point where he got fired from being the Reddit moderator. So yeah, just grab yourself some blood and some bones and here we go. Yeah, so apparently they appeared on Fox News just recently and it was just a complete show. It's like, I've actually joined this subreddit long before it actually boosted up because honestly, just working in general. Yeah, call me lazy. I don't know. I haven't been like, I don't know. I really don't want to be working like a traditional 9 to 5 every day. But if it all comes down to it, I guess it is what it is at this point. But I haven't really talked about this subreddit because really, I didn't think I really have much to talk about it. But recently, they've received like a lot of backlash from it. You'll see what I mean when we go through the video.
Over 1.6 million subscribers. Joining me now is the person who operates this anti-work group, Doreen Ford.
Jesus Christ, dude. When I'm in my dreams and I imagine what I think of like your stereotypical subredditor moderator, this is the first person that comes in mind. Fat, pimples all over their face, glasses, long hair that they haven't showered in like 10 freaking years. This is like the first thing that you think of, man. Hey, who am I to judge? Maybe this person has a better life than me.
All right, so Doreen, why do you like the idea of being home, not working, but still getting paid by corporate America?
Low-key, I wish that was the life. Just doing nothing and still being paid by corporate America, you know? I wish I was the Kardashians, man. They don't really do anything besides just gossip all day. How did they even become famous to begin with? Was it because Kim Kardashian started off as a porn star or something? I don't even know how they became famous to begin with. That is one of life's biggest mysteries right there.
So there's some misconceptions about the movement. So we're a movement where
Okay, let me pause. You can see the guy in the left's face is just trying to make a fool out of this guy instantly. Look at his eyes. He knows that he's just trying to this whole subreddit over, trying to give a bad image towards these people. And he was like, okay, yeah. He has that look, like how what I said before, but then again, no one watches me. Of like, they're pretending that they're listening, but really they're not even listening at all. They're like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the amount of work that people feel like they're forced to do, and so we want to still put in effort, we want to put in labor, but we don't want to necessarily be in a position where we feel trapped. You know, you just quoted from Office Space where that person feels very trapped in their job. I think we're calling for a society where there's less of that.
He mentions a good thing. He wants to work without working like too many hours, too many stressful hours, especially in recent times because everyone's been quitting for good reasons. People will be working like 40 hours a week, maybe even 60, and not have time to spend time with family and friends or do anything decent. Just live a freaking horrible, miserable life. And like their life is basically wake up, work, sleep, repeat. There's nothing they can really do about it. This guy just mentions, okay, we just want to decrease the hours here, and then, yeah, that's nothing much, really. He just says that just decrease the workload. He doesn't really explain in detail why, because there's so many things going on in this world right now, especially during the working environment, and he clearly doesn't explain it well. Like, obviously, like, there's so many people that just works, like, all day and barely gets any sleep when they get home because they gotta catch up with it. Like, not only that, and then they gotta consume like fast food if that's like the only thing that they have available, and then they all of a sudden just start developing an unhealthy body.
But yeah, absolutely, people still want to do things. They just want to do things where they feel rewarded and they feel like they're in a good spot in their life, and that their job respects them and stuff like that. You know, there's varying
So
opinions on the.
so Doreen, but you're not being forced to work. This isn't slave labor. You've applied for a job, you've agreed to the terms and conditions of the employment, and you know you can walk away from that job at any time and quit. So I don't understand really what this is about, except it sounds like maybe people are just being lazy. Are you encouraging people to be lazy?
So I think laziness is a virtue in a society where people constantly want you to be productive 24/7, and it's good to have rest.
Yeah, it's honestly, I agree with what he says there. I feel like in America, you're pretty much not allowed to rest at all. You can only work, and that's it. Like people look down over rest here for some reason. Like if you take like at least 1 hour nap at home at night, at midnight, during your off time, they look down on that for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, of course that's an exaggeration, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? I mean, you can do what makes you happy at the end of the day, but are you sure it's making you happy, or it's just really just making the other person happy because they told you that they're gonna make you happy is the thing.
Doesn't mean you should be resting all the time or not putting effort into things that you care about. But I think one of the
there needs to be a balance between.
How many hours is you know, a solid work day?
Okay, here's for me. I believe 40 hours a week. Yeah, 40 hours a week. Only if it's 4 days a week. Otherwise, 32 hours a week every 5 days is fine enough for me. 6 hours a day, that would do fine for me. That's another reason why I didn't want to talk about this, because this is like pretty controversial, especially in America. But you know, I decided to bring this up because holy crap, this subreddit went on fire the other day. Jesus Christ.
Your ideal society.
Sure. I mean, I think as much as people want. I mean, I personally work. I have like a 20-25 hour work weeks, which I think is fairly good.
25-hour
so
work?
like
Okay.
less work
Okay.
hours.
Less than 25 hours? I mean, as long as you're earning a bunch of money from that, I guess.
You do, Doreen?
Oh, I'm a dog walker.
A dog walker. A dog walker. You know how many, you know what most people's occupations are when they are in freaking anti-work? It's either fast food or retail. You know what this guy is? A dog walker. He's basically independent. He can work whenever he wants to. They basically, Fox News did extensive research on this subreddit, I'm pretty sure, and they probably sniped out the most vulnerable target here, and they got the dog walker. It's like the most simple job ever. Dog walking, DoorDash, all that stuff. You just carry a dog on a leash and just walk it around the neighborhood.
And
Yeah. So
how
I
old
find a
are
lot
you,
of
if you don't mind me asking?
Sure, I'm 30.
You're
30? I want to know his previous professions. I would say, I don't know if he's worked in a fast food or retail before, but...
Is there something you want to do besides being a dog walker? Do you aspire to do anything more than dog walking, or is that kind of your pinnacle?
I love working with dogs. If I had to do this for the rest of my life, you know, I wouldn't be super complaining. You know, dogs are wonderful animals.
If he actually likes his job, why is he on this freaking subreddit? It should be someone that does not like their job or quit their job recently, or over some sort of abuse. He decided to go on here all of a sudden. And dog walking, like I said, what a fitting occupation. I would freaking kill to be a dog walker, man. And I don't even own a dog. I practically eat them every day, you know?
But I would love to teach. I would love to...
You can see the bullshit written on his face. Yeah, he knows that. He's like, yeah. He wants to be a professor now? Yeah, right. You can't do shit in life. I'm not saying that. I'm just quoting what he says he's thinking. But you never know what he's gonna be, man.
You know, work with people and stuff like that.
What would you teach, Doreen?
Philosophy mostly. Just introduction to philosophy, critical thinking.
Dude, he's literally talking to this guy like he's like a fucking puppy. Like a puppy that doesn't know shit.
Philosophy.
Reason, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I would love to take your class, Doreen. I would just...
That's sarcasm,
taking
man.
notes.
Oh my god. Let's see the comments in this video. This interview was a freaking disaster, dude. When I first saw this, I was like, He doesn't explain anything well. He doesn't get like the real audience. Like, it gets to the point where what's the real motive of this movement here? You know, you're digging yourself a hole when Fox host isn't constantly interrupting you. Oh yeah, this just feels like a Saturday Night Live skit. I agree. Dude looks like he probably smells like a stereotypical Reddit mod. Oh man. Yeah, he wasn't good at articulating his point. Like I said, when he mentioned the reason why he started this movement, or why they want less work hours, etc., he didn't articulate anything. Like the whole, like, they treat their employees like they don't pay them fair wages, of living wage. If you look at the gap between teaching and like entry-level jobs like fast food, it's not that far, and not in a good way. At this point, who wants to teach at this point, dude? Maybe this country and the world in general is freaking collapsing, man. This is like the democracy version of the Roman Empire. Hopefully I'm able to move out of this country soon, man. Yeah, when he said dog walker, you could see him try not to burst out of laughter. Where is that? Yeah, I think most of the posts from that subreddit got deleted. I tried looking for it earlier. From this video here, sorry doesn't cut it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I tried looking for the posts about it, but I can't find it anymore. I think they just just erased it out of existence, like freaking Thanos right there. Like after that disaster from, like, yeah, the chance to spread the word of what's going on. I mean, most people know what's going on, but like, actually, like, get it to people's heads. But then all of a sudden you just mess it up like that on live television. You just literally made yourself a meme, and the guy just smiling, knowing that this interview was just gonna go to shit. Just sitting like this all the time, not really listening to him for a freaking word that he's saying. This interview was so bad that it literally got privated. Like, this whole subreddit got privated for a little while, like 24 hours, because of its whole backlash that it received. And yeah, that's like another reason why people left, because it got like, I didn't even know what was going on until I saw this stuff on Twitter. It was crazy from what I saw.
They were talking about the fact that they will focus more on transparency regarding the video. However, funnily enough, they say that they have had interviews in the past by this user Kamizukai. I'm gonna call him K. So here they mentioned that K had 4 interviews, one with Japanese company, one with New York Times, one with Fast company, and one with a German
okay, so they had
company,
interviews before. I see.
Later they go into the history of that and what they've been working on lately, right? The interviews and how they've been handled and how many of them they have cancelled, all that stuff. Then they mentioned that the experience of past interviews has been generally positive. As an example, they linked to this BBC article.
But this seems to be like the biggest one, because Fox News tends to be the most alt-right out of every news article I've seen. Both CNN and Fox News, I do not like any of both of them, because it's not even journalism, it's not even news. It's literally Saturday Night Live disguised as like a formal TV show. I don't really like watching the news unless it's local. But even then, local, the only thing I see on the news is shootings. Like yeah, Chicago may be a violent city, but it's nowhere near as bad as Detroit or Baltimore. Like, we just have 2 bad neighborhoods and that's it. But to be fair, those 2 bad neighborhoods are really, really, really bad. So yeah, they had interviews in the past from what I just learned just now, but this interview was on a whole nother level of maybe, I don't know if this is like his first time doing interviews, but he literally just made it all of us just freaking lazy, basically. Like, we're like everyone that's just like in that subreddit. I really didn't care about moderators, but this one takes like a whole new level. Like, there are always some truths to stereotypes, you know. Well, after that whole fiasco on Fox News, they created this work reform right after a few days, January 26, 2022. I guess it's more appropriate because at the end of the day, if you want society to work, you gotta work. And with them saying anti-work, it kind of gives them that perception that working is just pure laziness if you don't want to work, of course. Yeah, but that whole interview was so bad, dude. I'll give props to Fox News for trying to snipe out the easiest target, their prey, and trying to spit out the bullshit. But otherwise, that was just a whole disaster, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I think that's all. I'm freaking tired. So yeah, peace.